gold and 0 XP. But we'll let you know, just in case. Just to make sure there's no
not straight
unfair
away from
advantage.
Rattlesnake. I agree with that. I think Rattlesnake, Nyx Assassin is just too good to let go.
Yep, and the Bat Rider, of course. These are all really standard. And finally, we're into this Game 2 game in the round of 7, the semi-final matchup. It is a best of 3. That is some heavy respect to Zenith.
That is a very respect
in the first bans. That's going to let them get the Magnus up pretty early.
If they do decide to take it, yeah, they just value the Lone Druid so highly, but Zenith are going to be able to take both Rubik and Magnus now if they want to. They could also take the Keeper of the Light, because Rattlesnake have favored that very, very much. They picked it in pretty much every game so far.
As a first and second pick as well. Just, I don't know, Shockwave and Illuminate. Both really strong AoE spells in the mid game, pretty much.
I think they're going to take the Rubik, though, because you can't pick Magnus and then let the Rubik through. That's just too much. Magnus, and then I think it's going to be Rubik or Keeper of the Light, but I would say Rubik.
I think Rubik would be really nice as well. They are going to pick the Keeper of the Light, however, which is going to let Rattlesnake pick up a Rubik if they so desire. Rubik does very well in the sense that if you get that reverse polarity stolen and kept for you as your ultimate, it's pretty strong. I mean, that is one of the biggest reasons Magnus is considered just a really strong hero, on the back of course, having a nice spammable Shockwave and the Skewer as well.
Oh, shout out to Revenge of Byax. He's an old stream viewer of mine, and he's just recognized me by voice. I like that.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
5 seconds remaining.
Just a quick shout out right there. Goes back to the old days.
Back in the good old days.
Back in the good old days, I had 10 viewers, and I would call myself famous.
All right, looking for the second and third picks right now for Rattlesnake. They do want to pick up the Leshrac. They're still going with this really heavy push-centered strategy, but they also pick up the Lifestealer. This kind of tells me, wow, picks are really quick right now. The Shadow Fiend picked up as well. That's actually quite interesting. I know for a fact Yamate plays a beastly Shadow Fiend. He actually played a 1v1 a couple years ago. I think this was in 2009 or so, up against the only PIS. It was a pretty sweet 1v1 show match, I guess, during the... When was it, actually? I can't remember when it was, what tournament it was for. But it was a really nice kind of change of pace for that. And it really showed him as, like, one of the best C Shadow Fiend players, really. The Lifestealer kind of tells me that they might want to run an aggressive tri-lane with that Lifestealer while having the Lone Druid in their solo safe lane. Rattlesnake is, of course, on the Radiant this time around, so they will have the bottom lane for the Lone Druid, most likely. On the other hand, they could just as well run it in the long lane. Lone Druid is a really versatile hero, basically.
Lone Druid can pretty much go into any lane, I would say. He's just so good. It's hard to kill him. It's kind of hard to outlast hit him, so he's very good in solo versus solo situations. He also does a lot with farm, so he's obviously good in the safe lane. He's just a very versatile hero, as you say.
Yep. I want to make a mention that the Tinker ban in the first stage, this is the second time I've really seen it in Southeast Asian Dota. The first time was the last GosuCup finals after that game 1 in the finals, when there was a 25,000 gold deficit and a Tinker with Ethereal Ding on 5 managed to come back and turn it around. And that's when teams really started, opening their eyes to these Tinkers. Sand King's going to be a ban, actually. That's a pretty interesting ban, if only due to the fact that there could be a really heavy AoE combo with that Shadow Fiend, as well as the Epicenter coming out from the Sand King, and of course the Burrow Strike.
I'm kind of surprised
ban on the other hand.
I'm kind of surprised too that Zenith aren't banning the aggressive tri-lane supports, because picking up both Lone Druid and Lifestealer tells me that they want to run Lone Druid in the safe lane as a solo, and perhaps Lifestealer as an aggressive tri-lane carry. But they're not really scared of that.
They're banning more mid-game centered mid-heroes, which is another thing that RS does need. I wouldn't be too surprised to see a Beastmaster being the next ban for them, if only due to the fact that it falls very well in line with how they're banning right now. Rubik's going to be the final ban here. Interesting that Rattlesnake decided to ban the Rubik, even though they could very well have picked it up.
There we go. Yeah, I don't think they wanted to go against them, which it could tell you that they probably want to pick up a Tidehunter. Tidehunter is a very good hero against that Magnus. If only because of that Kraken Shield. Oh, picks are fast right here. Templar Assassin picked up.
I really like this TA pickup. However, Leshrac is a hero we've seen that can go head-to-head relatively easily against the Templar Assassin. I say relatively easily. It was ABC that played it. He plays for Was it Neolution?
Neolution, I believe. No, Orange. Orange.
It was for Orange, that's right. And he played against the Templar Assassin and did so well against it, too. We might see that being the case. Not necessarily, though, but it is a hero that can do well in a 1v1 situation, at the very least.
5 seconds
Templar Assassin
remaining.
kind of forces the showing of the lanes from Zenith, though. It does look like Shadow Fiend is going to be in the safe lane with the Keeper of the Light supporting him, and then Magnus going into the off lane, whereas TA will go in mid. On the other hand, this means that we are most likely going to see an Ice 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 Magnus, ladies and gentlemen. So, get ready to be on the edge of your seats, that's for sure.
The Ice 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 Magnus, the Yamate Shadow Fiend. There's just really no end to the signature heroes here.
We are missing Mushi for that Templar Assassin.
Oh,
but
that would be incredible.
Yeah, it might actually be
10
Yamate playing that TA,
seconds
and then
remaining.
having
Oh, yeah, it could
Chibi,
be.
for example, play the SF
Yeah.
as a more carry role.
But I think we've seen Chibi play...
What?
Zenith's turn to pick.
Oh, is that a
Okay.
mid-ancient apparition?
I hope so. That'd be really cool.
Yeah.
I don't really see many people run it mid, except for maybe Demon of EG when he plays like random pubs and stuff. But Ancient Apparition being the final pickup, this is kind of like a 3 protect 2 in a way,
Yeah.
with the Lifestealer and Lone Druid being kind of your main carry-centered heroes. With the Leshrac, Shadow
10
Demon,
seconds
Ancient Apparition
remaining.
being kind of like the support cast for these two
5
stars.
seconds remaining.
I'd have to imagine, though, it is a mid-ancient apparition, because I don't see how else they would lane it. They could run
Reserve
Leshrac
time.
mid and ancient apparition in the tri-lane, but that doesn't do as well as the Shadow Demon Leshrac combo, right? That combo is just so potent, and if they have a Lifestealer up there as well, I think they're going to be really able to pressure the Shadow Fiend. Ancient Apparition does okay against Templar Assassin, I believe, with the Cold Feet, but I'm not quite sure.
Yep.
Buffs lately to Ancient Apparition have actually made him quite a bit of a better tri-lane support, though, so it'll be interesting to see how he runs.
hmm
Waiting for the last pick here from Zenith. Probably going to use up quite a bit of their extra time.
I'm really excited to see this Shadow Fiend. I kind of want to see Yamate play it. It's been a while since I've seen his Shadow Fiend.
You know what I would like to see here from Zenith?
Clockwork.
An Earthshaker, a Clockwork. They need a support, Orbit. They need a support.
Support Clockwork.
Support Clockwork. He's versatile, but not that versatile, I
Best
believe.
hero ever.
No, but
Yeah,
I would
that's
really
true.
like an Earthshaker right here. I think it fits well into the team and combos well with Magnus and Shadow Fiend both. So
Yeah, it wouldn't be too bad of a pick. I mean, Earthshaker is one of those heroes that you see a lot in Dota 1, but a lot
Yeah.
less in Dota 2, if only due to the kind of map adjustments made in Dota 2.
yeah,
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds.
yeah, and there we go. We do see the Earthshaker come out, and I think that's
Great.
good. I think it's gonna be able to just shut down the aggressive tri-lane pretty well. Even if Lifestealer is magic immune, it can still separate him from the Shadow Fiend. You're stopping him
Yep.
from bashing that guy in.
Yep, really nice prediction there. Nice job, by the way, Shrek.
Thank you
And
very
it's going to
much.
be XY playing that Earthshaker. We'll go over the two lineups in a bit once the game gets underway, and we see who is going to play the Shadow Fiend and who is going to play the TA between Chibi and Yamate. The pressure is on now, huh?
The pressure is on. I believe Yamate wants his Shadow Fiend. I think he does.
So, I want Yamate to
I
get the
want
Shadow
it
Fiend.
to, yeah, and I think the entire chat does. Ooh, pretty tense right now. It looks like Landom
10
is up on this
seconds
ancient
remaining.
apparition. That I think that's gonna be a mid.
Yep, he played mid in the
5
last game.
seconds
Of
Yeah.
course, he did play the Magnus, but
He's been in the offlane solo quite a bit as well, but he has been solo most of the time.
yep.
Oh.
Oh, it is actually due to a DC. That's pretty funny.
Oh, and Chibi again.
I was just like on the edge of my seat, just waiting for that Yamate pick, but in the end, it looks like it was just a DC. They weren't just like keeping us in suspense for the sake of keeping us in suspense. So the waiting game continues.
The waiting game continues. Not as bad as yesterday though. Wait gaming provided some heavy waiting.
Wait Gaming, Pacific Esports.
Heavy. The heavyweights.
The heavyweights. Oh my god.
I went there.
Yes, that is some next level jokes going on.
The Southeast Asian heavyweights is providing some heavy waiting.
Oh,
I want
my
to stop
God.
now. So sorry. Oh god.
Yeah, well, hopefully Fan is able to make us a fan of his Lifestealer in this game. He is going to be playing that. On the other hand, we have Lo playing the Shadow Demon. Icy's going to be on his trademarked Lone Druid. You saw a really nice game, not last game, but the game before coming out of him.
Yeah.
Last game, he had a little bit of a struggle. He still played incredibly well and got his farm on, but didn't prove to be enough for the Rampaging Lifestealer as well as the Rampaging Tinker. We also have Kabu playing that Leshrac, and finally Lamb playing kind of the odd hero in this group before, the Ancient
Yeah.
Apparition.
We didn't really expect that Ancient Apparition pick. It used to be ran mid a long time ago in Dota 1, but it kind of fell out of favor pretty quickly. And I don't think it's that strong, but it could be really good against the Templar Assassin. Maybe they have something up their sleeves.
Yep, we're just waiting on, it is Yamate, I believe? Nope, it is
It
Chibi
is
to
Chibi,
reconnect.
yep, it is Chibi.
Oh, Pacific Grand disconnecting as well. It's gonna be slightly interesting to see. I feel like RS could have done maybe even like a level 1 Roche if they were gonna try for it. Using Ancient Apparitions.
Oh yeah,
What's
they
that spell
could.
called? His Chilling Touch as well as the Lone Druid. If they were on the Dire side. Unfortunately, they are on the Radiant side for this time. It would have been pretty gimmicky to watch, but it would have been really interesting. Quite cool. It's XY on the Earthshaker, ladies and gentlemen. That's a trademark hero of his in Dota 1, that's for sure.
I'm very excited for this Earthshaker play, actually.
Mhm.
Let's see if I can chat to the chat a bit.
Chatting to the chat. I'll try to give you guys an update as well as how the other semifinal is going. It doesn't look like actually we have any information received on Neolution International up against First Departure. That is the other semifinal, of course. The winner of this game, of this series, I should say, will have to play the winner of that series. Zenith currently up 1-0. This is game 2. In what looks to be a pretty heavy game of signature heroes. Icy on the Lone Druid, Yamate potentially on his Shadow Fiend, and even XY on his Earthshaker. And here we go, still disconnected. He was running into some computer problems, as mentioned previously.
Whoopsie.
What's up?
Nothing.
The chat?
No, just hit the Windows key. We're good though. We're good though.
Good. It's 5 a.m. here for me. Not actually too tired yet, but I'm probably going to be tired in a couple of hours.
Yeah, after
I do want
this
to
is
stay.
done.
We're going to stay for the finals, of course. A Moment by XY.
A moment.
Just one.
Not just a few moments, just one moment. A moment.
Yes, a moment. Very essential. Are there any items picked up yet? Nope. Lone Druid hasn't even had a chance to skill his bear and use it yet. Oh man. So wait, for the announcers, you won't be able to use my shared announcer in spectating?
I don't think so. I'll check. Nope. Only
That's so.
default announcer, default mega kill, and default HUD available to me.
I'm using Bastion. So
I should
nice.
probably switch over to the Bastion announcer.
Chat to the chat.
Chat to the chat. Oh, they're catching up now. Uh-oh. Still can't find your Steam ID. Light Orbit 2, is that actually it?
Maybe.
Maybe. Oh.
Oh, someone just invited me.
Straight away. Yep.
It's okay, I accepted. Oh, looks like we have this game underway. Guess what? Unfortunately, it is Yamate on the Templar Assassin. He does have a really strong Templar Assassin though, but Chibi being the being the player kind of more known for his hard carry potential, he is going to be playing that safe lane, Shadow Fiend.
Yeah, and going over the other players, we have Freedom playing this X-Freedom, obviously, playing this Keeper of the Light. He's just been a really solid support throughout this entire tournament. We have ISSIs, or Fried Butterflies, playing this Magnus as the offlane solo. We have XY playing this Earthshaker. As pointed out earlier, it's kind of a signature hero of his from Dota 1. Very excited to see this hero. Chibi, or Awesome, of course, playing the Shadow Fiend, as we already called out, and Yamate on this Templar Assassin.
You know, Yamate also has a really kind of signature Templar Assassin as well. They were playing it for quite a while as well in Dota 1, back when Templar Assassin wasn't really picked too often. It looks like we might start to see some action relatively soon. This is a really aggressive tri-lane. Lifestealer, Leshrac, as well as Shadow Demon, pretty much if you catch someone, they're taking so much damage. However, on the other hand, a really defensively oriented tri-lane coming out of Zenith with that Earthshaker and the Keeper of the Light.
That is a defensive ward right there.
That was really defensive. They were really scared someone was there.
And this ward is really important. Just taking away the pulls up to the top lane is really important in this game. They haven't really blocked this pull yet, but some Asian teams have actually favored to run a support here and just stand right here instead of actually putting a ward down. Doesn't look like they're going to do that this game though.
A little back and forth going between the Magnus as well as the Lone Druid in the bot lane as well for the rune. Magnus took a little bit of damage. Oh, they found out where the Leshrac as well as the Shadow Demon are right now. That's scouting out from the Coddle.
It means there will not be a gank on level 1 for Templar Assassin.
Yep, really strong movement there from X-Freedom. Really helps guarantee the fact that TA is going to be a little bit safer.
Regeneration!
Keeper of the Light still staying in the mid lane just to make sure. They want to be 100% sure that this TA is going to have a pretty decent time up against the Ancient Apparition. Because overall, TA should win that lane, all things considered, unless external ganks will occur between the supports. Hold that thought, actually. Open Wounds is going to go onto the Shadow Fiend. Excellent fissure there by XY to trap the two supports. And it doesn't seem like they're going to be able to get a kill onto Chibi here. Great fissure block. Oh man.
That is aggressive. They kind of pulled the creeps. Not really intentional, but
it could very well have been. I mean, with that positioning of the split earth there, now they haven't packed, so that Shadow Fiend can't really hide behind his trees as much anymore.
Yeah, it's important to note that it also takes away a choke point, right? Or it creates another one for the Earthshaker to block off. Rather than just being able to block off this choke point over and over, he's now going to have to block off like this, and it's much harder to actually pull off.
Yep.
Not for you.
Very smart play from this Leshrac though.
Yeah, seriously, that's something you don't see every day, especially. Luminate, channeled by the Keeper of the Light, is going to barely hit the Lifestealer. He's just going to eat a tango, get his boots of speed as well, and they're going to look for continuous aggression pretty much right away.
Well, this Magnus is being so aggressive on the bottom lane.
Shadow Demon's found this pull spot too. Yep. Interesting, actually, that how aggressive the Magnus is playing. It's really hard to play Magnus up against a Lone Druid, for sure. It's pretty cool. The fast Orb Venom, once again, on the Bear. I really like how Icy does this. I keep saying it every single time he plays Lone Druid. Because they're expecting that 1v1 or even a 3v1, he can just forego the Stout Shield for just a little bit.
Of course, without that Stout Shield, it is taking a lot of damage right now, but he can just resummon it like this, right? And then he also has to salve in case things get dicey, and he can't resummon it.
Yep. Unfortunately, Ancient Apparition didn't go for a bottle rushing build, so now that he's used his Cold Feet a couple of times, he doesn't have the mana up until he gets bottle to keep spamming the Cold Feet. Spamming pings going on into the top lane. Man, this Shadow Fiend's having a little bit of a rough time.
Yeah, only sitting at 2-1 right now for his creep score, and that's an issue. You really want to get some farm up on that hero, and if you look at the top farmers right now,
Haste Rune on for the TA. She's going to go down onto the bottom lane. They're going to try to get this Lone Druid. Is he going to try to buy a TP and TP out? The problem is Skewer's still up, which is cancelable there. This is going to be a first blood attempt, and the first blood goes to the Templar Assassin, played by Yamate.
Looking at the top lane right now, Shadow Demon is actually getting really low, and he's going to go down.
Yep, nice Illuminate there by the Keeper of the Light. He tries to disrupt. Shadow Fiend looks a little bit out of position right now. Unfortunately,
No open wounds.
Lifestealer's Open Wounds is on cooldown, so he is going to be absolutely okay there.
Looking at the top farmers right now in this game, all three of the farmers, so to speak, on this Rattlesnake are actually in the top, so kind of winning all their lanes at this point. Even
At the
though
same time,
the
though,
Lone
I
Druid
wouldn't
went
say
down.
they're winning mid. I wouldn't say they're winning mid at all. I mean, Yamate got the first blood as
Oh,
well.
yeah,
he helped
I
rotate
suppose,
bottom,
yeah.
helping the bottom lane kind of win as well, even though Lone Druid does have a good amount of CS there.
Yeah, you are correct. Oh, we see a smoke up from Rattlesnake supports right here. Actually, they want
Yep,
to
they
find
realized-
kills on this Templar Assassin.
Yep, I mean, it's a bit at the expense of the Lifestealer, but look at the positioning of the Lifestealer. He's still playing really aggressively, as if his supports are still there. So, in the end, they still have to play passive in that tri-lane from
Well,
the
looks like
Dire.
Magnus is actually gonna go down to this Ancient Aberration.
Yeah.
Oh, getting close to actually getting a kill with that double damage room.
Yep, Templar Assassin has Boots of Speed, whereas the Ancient Apparition doesn't, so she will be able to catch up eventually.
Yeah. But
I don't
the
know if
South
it's
should
gonna
be able
enough,
to
though.
keep him alive.
Oh, here comes the gank, actually. This is a perfect opportunity to kill this Templar Assassin in the mid lane. Great job there, combining the stuns. Is she going to trigger the cold feet? She
Yeah.
is, and the kill goes to the Shadow Demon in the end. Nice rotation from these supports of Team Rattlesnake.
Very important backup right there as well. Getting that kill on Templar Assassin kind of heavily shifts the lane into Ancient Aberration's favor, I would say.
Wow. Ice is getting a little bit of aggressive on Icy up until the bear is resummoned, and now he has to play a little bit more passive, especially considering this Lone Druid is now level 5, so the chance to entangle on the bear is now evident.
And Chibi is really catching up on the Shadow Fiend. We've seen this before with the Shadow Fiend just shut down early on, but then you leave the supporters leave the lane, and what's there to shut him down? Like, the Lifestealer can't do it alone, so he's just been able to farm for these last few minutes, and that gets his damage up and makes it easier for him to last hit and take those risky last hits.
Yep, he's now sitting at 80 damage, up against the 94 actually of the Lifestealer with Phase Boot, so Lifestealer still has a little bit of an edge there.
Yeah.
Oh, they actually find the Earthshaker.
Oh.
Earthshaker, nice fissure. They trap the Shadow Demon. Is he going to be able to get out? No, he isn't. However, on the other
Earthshaker
hand,
should be going
Earthshaker
down
looks
here.
like he's-
Great rage
Yep.
timing.
Whoa, Ancient Apparition Ultimate actually hits the Keeper of the Light. Keeper of the Light's going to go down as well with the last right click from the Lifestealer. However, Shadow Fiend... Oh, this is the raise, fortunately. He's going to get away. He pops his salve as well. They might actually want to turn around too on the Shadow Fiend, seeing as he has no mana.
But
He
there
does,
is
however,
no
have
more
10
health
charges.
regen for this Lifestealer, so he's gonna have to be forced to go back to
Radiant's
base.
middle tower is under
Which is
attack.
gonna buy some time for the Shadow Fiend to get levels and farm up once again.
Yeah. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in, by the way. We really appreciate the viewers. We love all of you, and we're just here to watch some amazing Dota as well. We saw a great Game 1. Hopefully Game 2 provides just as much great Dota. As you mentioned before, the top 3 farmers are pretty much still on the Radiant. Just now, Templar Assassin bouncing back into this mid lane. But mid lane CS is pretty even. And the kill from the rotation of the supports was quite important for them.
Interesting to note here is that Lanham didn't take a single point in Chilling Touch. Usually you see at least one level in it. Just
Speaking
because...
of support rotation, eh? Look at mid lane.
Oh, it's channeling the Illuminate. They're gonna go on this. Oh, it just misses.
Misses, though. That's unfortunate. That kind of shows their hand now, and
Yeah.
now Keeper of the Light's kind of stuck in a really bad position because he can't
More
really go up to
mid-rotation
help,
from Rattlesnake, though.
he can't help the top lane. That's the problem.
Dire's
The
top
supports are going to
tower
come from
is
the top
under
lane,
attack.
and Keeper of the Light now is in a...
Dire's structures
He
are
isn't really where he
fortified.
wants to be. Look how aggressive Lifestealer is being. Wow. Oh, looks like he's going to be okay.
Speaking of aggressive, look at this Magnus. He keeps just hitting on that bear as hard as he can. And I'm surprised... Kind of surprised he hasn't picked up a Stout Shield now, because Stout Shield is still a good item on the bear, even if we really like the Orb of Venom as a starting item. But as that damage climbs on the Magnus, the Stout Shield gets quite a bit better.
Once again, Icy, he's kind of giving up some control in this lane
Yeah.
as a result of sending his bear all the way back to base rather
Yeah.
than just resummoning it. Very interesting. I'm not sure if I necessarily agree with this, to be honest. Magnus
Oh,
is getting
mid lane.
some much needed assist. Mid lane, they are going to go onto the Templar, onto the Coddle, sorry, and pretty much an easy kill. Nice chain stun there from the Leshrac and the Shadow Demon's disruption. I expected it to be the Templar Assassin being the mid lane, but Keeper of the Light was just there, kind of holding the ground for her.
Yeah. And that's what we've seen teams do a lot, actually. Just have the Keeper of the Light roaming around in different lanes, just covering tracks, pretty much. just counter pushes and makes sure to actually hold his ground. Gets his farm. He gets his farm up that way and kind of gets his levels up. And he does need some levels to be efficient.
Unfortunately, that wasn't the case here. Oh, looks like they are going to go on the actual Templar Assassin this time. Unfortunately, the Soul Assumption doesn't hit, but the ultimate from the Ancient Apparition completely wipes that Templar Assassin.
Returns.
Soul Assumption, I meant Soul Catcher.
The Soul Assumption, the Visage enters from nowhere.
The
Bottom lane.
it comes out of nowhere to cast Soul Assumption. No, not really.
I would like to see a Visage though. I do enjoy that hero.
Wraithband picked up by Shadowfiend, just kind of cementing the fact that he really needs a really nice early game.
Yeah.
It kind of tells us he's not having the most opportune time in this top lane. Which is to be expected, up against that aggressive tri-lane.
He's only 7 experience away though from hitting that level 7, and there we go. Which means those races are gonna hit really hard. And the supports are actually not stacking in the jungle, but they probably should be, to allow for this Shadowfiend to catch back up.
They really haven't had the chance to. That's the problem.
Yeah.
They have to be really close to the Shadowfiend because of this aggressive tri-lane. The second they leave the lane and Shadowfiend gets jumped, if it's just the Earthshaker there or just the Keeper of the Light there, it could be very hard without a perfect fissure, of course.
Yeah. Although it is XY.
Yeah, it is XY. That's true.
Oh, that's a risky play by Lifestealer. Oh, just mistiming. Oh,
he
he's
actually
stuck.
catches him. Yeah. Only XY.
Only XY.
Catch there.
Oh, bear
man,
snipe.
excellent bear snipe.
Yeah.
Did you see that?
Yep.
Oh, that was sick.
Even
But the
canceling
wraparound
the
onto
cast
Templar
once.
Assassin. Is she going to go down for the 3rd time? Perfect chain stun once again.
yeah, she's gonna
they
go
don't
down
even need the AA ulti, or do they? Nope, doesn't look like it. This rotation is really proving to, take its toll on this mid lane. Magnus running away. He's going to skewer down onto the low ground, as well as get the invisibility rune from that Ancient Apparition. Oh man,
Is he gonna go down? No, he should be okay here, I think.
Yep.
Even TPing back because he's a bit scared as well.
Yep. There we go. The timer ticks off. Of course, he won't get regenerated by the fountain until the Ancient Apparition ultimate is down, but as soon as it's down, he can start regenerating
Because
right away.
it prevents
low
all
anyways.
healing. Every single heal in the game.
Yep.
Even Morphling, I think, believe. I believe. I think believe.
Taking a look at the CS, it's now reaching around 11 minutes into the game. The 2 top leaders are, of course, the Lone Druid as well as the Lifestealer, so Rattlesnake looking pretty confident there coming out of the farming. Shadowfiend not having the best start in the game, but that hero is really the epitome of a bounce-back hero. You can do pretty poorly, but so long as you have your raises and you stack the jungle a little bit, you can bounce back quite hard. Magnus doing very well for himself as well in that 1v1 lane, in the bottom lane. Templar Assassin, on the other hand, only 27 CS in 11 minutes, and he's died 3 times already due to ganks from the 2 supports, the Shadow Demon and the Leshrac, who have been playing phenomenally so far.
Ooh, just cancelling an Ancient Apparition ulti in mid lane.
Taking a look at the gold graph right now, we're now just about reaching a 3,000 gold experience in favor of Rattlesnake. Not only are they ahead in kills, but they're pretty ahead in farm as well, and it kind of shows there. And it's about a 2,500 experience advantage as well.
Earthshaker's just rotating into the mid lane right now with the Earthshaker, with the Keeper of the Light. Just trying to hold down this lane while Templar Assassin isn't there.
Yep, I mean, the only safe place for her to farm right now is, of course, her jungle, but that can only go on for so long. Ancient Apparition ultimate makes its way up into the top lane. It's actually going to most likely hit this SF. Yep, right to the face. Excellent chain there. They're actually going to get a free kill on this Shadowfiend. Great play there. Nice coordination from from Lamb in the mid lane as well as Fan at the top lane.
Gloves of Haste picked up on this this Lone Druid. That kind of tells me Midas.
Yep.
That's interesting.
No, I think it's going to be a Maelstrom. It's too late for the Midas, unfortunately.
Yeah,
because he did go the first.
Yeah, you're right.
Nice try by Ice. He was getting ganked there, but he tries to skewer the Shadow Demon back into tower. Unfortunately missing, but getting himself to safety, which is always a plus. He actually picked up a Ring of Regen. I wonder what he's going to go with this. Maybe... It'll be interesting to find out. Yep, they are going to try to go on Lamb. They finally pick up that kill on the Ancient Apparition. A much-needed kill going the way of the Templar Assassin, who is pretty behind in terms of farm. Just now bouncing back to have the same amount of CS as the Ancient Apparition in the end.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Radiant structures are fortified.
Man, RS is bouncing back, you know, like from that game one, it must have been a little bit of a shock for them to lose that one.
Yeah.
And they're really showing they have what it takes. I mean, they're not letting it affect them negatively. They're playing strong, and they're here to win.
Interesting to raise before the Illuminate hits.
Oh, excellent fissure. Is that actually going to get a kill on the bear? No, the bear lives with 100 health. He had fissured this Lone Druid as well as the bear within tower range, and so the bear took quite a bit of damage.
Interesting.
Looks like they do want to start the push onto this top lane. Zenith
Radiant's
trying to take the
top
first tower.
is under attack.
Nice Ancient Apparition ultimate. It's going to hit 2 of them, but there is no follow through from the rest of Team Rattlesnake here. Something interesting is, check out this Ancient Apparition's item build. He's actually going Arcane Boots into a fast mech, really trying to, you know, make his usefulness to the team fight evident with a quick mech. This might tell them that they want a 5-on-5 relatively
I really
early.
agree with that. Yeah, we can also look to the Lone Druid's items for that confirmation. Just that the Maelstrom lets him come online faster as a carry. He does more in fights with that Maelstrom than a Radiance most of the time. And if they want to group up early, that kind of puts pressure on the Shadow Fiend. If they can group up and take some towers before he hits his stride, then they could be in a good spot to take this game.
Yep, for sure. Especially considering the fact that they did go for an aggressive tri-lane with the top. If it had not gone as expected with the Shadow Demon and Leshrac, first of all, they're not going to get that much farm in that aggressive tri-lane. So it would be a much later mech if Leshrac were to get it.
Yeah.
Having the Ancient Apparition in the mid lane really solves that issue for them, of him getting it.
Yeah, just really smart drafting here. And a good game plan. Executed well, I would say. Dual Roam was very effective earlier on in the game.
Not only that, but the global potential of the Ancient Apparition's ultimate, the Ice Blast, just allows them to pretty much engage from anywhere their supports are.
Yeah.
So it looks like the top push didn't work out too well from Zenith. They look like they want to put some pressure onto the mid lane right now. A lot of rotation happening.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Templar Assassin did a decent job bouncing back. She's sitting at 60 CS. 1800 gold pretty much on her now.
She's getting really close to that Blink Dagger, and that Blink Dagger is going to be really vital for when Rattlesnake group up as 5, because if you can pick someone off while they're trying to push, that push is pretty much dead in the waters, right? So Zenith are actually going to look to get those pickoffs just before the pushes most of the time.
Yep. Lifestealer, you know, he had a really nice start in the beginning with that aggressive tri-lane. He's still pretty much keeping up his farm quite well as well. But at the same time, how is Zenith going to deal with this with these 3 heroes? I mean, Earthshaker and Keeper of the Light mainly rely on... oh, Earthshaker's not even here, actually. It's going to be the Magnus, so that's how they're going to deal with it, with a reverse polarity, potentially. But Rattlesnake thinks something's up. They actually smoke up behind the Nags and are using him as bait, most likely. And here we go. Looks like an excellent skewer to reverse polarity. Hits 3 heroes. Ice Blast coming in for the Ancient Apparition. Close range.
Oh, but the Shadow Fiend is still going to go down.
They're going to continue onto this Magnus. Magnus seems like he's in a little bit of a strange position. He actually gets entangled as well. Excellent Earthshaker ulti though. That's going to hit, and that's going to take them down. Lifestealer actually picking off the Magnus. Sorry, it isn't going to take them down. It's going to do barely any damage. Lifestealer mopping the floor right now. He's going to try to get away. Oh, that entangled. That was only one attack necessary, basically, before the teleport was to go off from that Keeper of the Light. But the entangle does manage to proc. That's some pretty lucky Lone Druid play.
And Ancient Apparition even survived from this Templar Assassin. Just because she missed her Mel Strike, she actually moved just a tiny bit before attacking, which cancels the effect.
Yep. I actually expected that the Echo Slam from the Earthshaker to do a lot more there.
Yeah,
unfortunately, just the inherent tankiness of the Lifestealer. He's sitting at 1350 health, as well as 1750 on the Lone Druid. They just kind of both shrugged it off and kept wailing away.
Looking at these 2 supports, they're still roaming around for Rattlesnake. They never really stopped, and I like that. I think they need to keep up with being active until they start grouping up for 5-mans. They should be doing that soon though, because they do have the Maelstrom up on the bear. They do have the mech up on the Ancient Apparition. They do have the armlet up on Lifestealer, so
this is a really nice timing for them, effectively.
Yeah.
I mean, with that armlet completed on the Lifestealer, as soon as they get it, And as you had mentioned before, the Maelstrom is now completed, and he's sitting on 1,800 gold. This is perfect. They should, I feel, group up as 5, continue this engagement. Leshrac is going to help a lot. Actually, he doesn't have any levels in Edict yet, but he's going to be looking to get that in. Look at this massive stack. Shadow Demon and Leshrac getting up even more levels. They're sitting at level 6 and level 8.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Taking a look at the experience graph, we can see that Rattlesnake are in heavy favor right now. Only 18 minutes in and having that 5,000 experience lead is pretty big. Looking at the gold graph, it's pretty similar actually. 4,500 is pretty significant this far in.
Yeah, for sure. Templar Assassin, I don't know if you had mentioned this, she did pick up the Blink Dagger.
No, I did not mention that.
It's gonna be pretty nice, but in terms of mobility, I mean, everyone's still really tanky. Even though she does have that Blink Dagger, she's just gonna get turned around on relatively quickly. She only has 910 health. And, like, offsetting the fact that there is a lot of burst potential on her, with the mechanism completed already on the Ancient Apparition, it's just a lot of survivability coming the way of Team Rattlesnake. They're looking pretty comfortable. Of course, if Magnus gets a nice blink blink as well as his reverse polarity off on multiple people, which he just now picked up his Blink Dagger, that could very well turn the tide of a battle.
And the Shadow Fiend has actually completed his Shadow Blade right now. I don't know if you talked about that.
I haven't, man. That's actually pretty interesting.
Yeah.
The fact that he does decide to go for the Shadow Blade.
Yeah,
That's 2 heroes.
I would
kind of use bids, you know.
I would expect the BKB really, because he does want some more tankiness.
Yeah.
But I guess he's hoping that the speed bonus and the invis is going to be helpful in escaping this Lifestealer.
I mean, I expect a relatively early gem now, just to deal with both the Shadow Fiend as well as the Templar Assassin. If they put it on the Bear, for example, on the Lone Druid, I should say, he's 1,800 health, he has 17 armor. It's going to take a lot to shut him down.
And he just escaped the Lifestealer, actually. That combo's just been so potent for them so far. The Lifestealer and the Ancient Apparition against the Shadow Fiend. Oh, XY living dangerous. There's an Ancient Apparition on the map. Of course, they know that the ulti isn't ready, but...
Oh man, look at this chasing ghost. Having to use the fissure just to deal with that.
Look at Magnus in the mid. Using the reverse polarity.
Magnus using a reverse polarity.
Oh, clutch disruption!
Yep, as well as the ultimate going off onto the Magnus. He's going to turn around and launch a shockwave out. It's not going to actually take out the Ancient Apparition. They don't know this Shadow Fiend's here. But Shadow Fiend doesn't want to engage right now. He's pretty scared. He actually finds a regen rune for himself. He's probably going to take that right now. Wait for his Shadow Blade to go off cooldown. I keep thinking Lothar's, but Shadow Blade to go off
Shadow
cooldown.
Blade, yeah. If we do say Lothar's, it's just a bad habit. It is, of course, a Shadow Blade we mean. We'll try not to do that though.
Still, I mean, it's a 6,000, almost a 7,000 gold advantage in favor of Rattlesnake, and they want to keep pressuring the mid lane. I mean, they have such a strong 5-man right now that with the urn picked up as well, I mean, they can just get back right up to full health with the mech and the urn on Shadow Demon now.
But here we go. This Keep of the Light is making it hard for them. I mean, there's just so much counter push. Even this Earthshaker is just really good counter pusher.
Oh, looks like Lifestealer has found them though. Nice ultimate from the Ancient Apparition. It's not going to land in time, if only because the Lifestealer melts him just a little bit too quickly. They're all going to go right back into this mid lane and look to pressure the mid tower.
Meanwhile, on the top lane though, Shadow Fiend is going to be able to take this tower. He doesn't have a TP, so he can't really help out in the mid lane, but he might not even look to... He might not even want to, even if he had a TP.
Yep. There's a lot of counter push spam though. The Shockwave, the Fissure, as well as the Illuminate. Unfortunately, with that Keeper of the Light down, it makes it easy to push. Basically, Keeper of the Light has one of the most important roles right now on Zenith's team. What he really has to do, Extreme has to be anywhere they're 5-man pushing. Because Rattlesnake is looking to 5-man push so often, it's just going to take a lot of TPing, a lot of awareness, and just a lot of spamming Illuminate. That's an important pickup.
Blink Dagger, yeah, on the Earthshaker. That's a key item. For anyone who's ever played or played against an Earthshaker, you know how powerful this item is on that hero. Just allows
That's so interesting. Man, like 22 minutes into the game, Blink Dagger, that's really quick.
Yeah.
Honestly, and he has Arcane Boots on top of that, and he's 0 and 2. I mean, how did he get that even?
He's been farming in the jungle quite a bit from what I've seen, but I mean, Earthshaker still doesn't really farm the jungle that fast. I mean, he clears the easy camp really fast, but after that initial burst damage, he doesn't have much to farm, so the hard camps are actually pretty tough for him to farm.
Yeah, that really is the Zenith support factor right there, getting that Blink Dagger up. I mean, they're really staying in it for now.
Oh, look at his bottom lane. Both teams
Yep,
are
they
just
look like
gathering
they want
up
to
here.
fight too. This is a perfect timing as well
smoke
with this
as well.
Blink Dagger. Yep. I mean, this is the first time that Rattlesnake is going to know of the Earthshaker Blink Dagger, so having him stay behind, it's most likely not going to get disrupted at all. Oh, excellent blink as well as the shockwave and the ulti from the Earthshaker. They're going to take down Shadow Demon instantly. However, the point blank Ancient Apparition Blast. Lifestealer takes down the Earthshaker, turns to this Keeper of the Light. He has his Rage Pop. No one can do anything about it. DD on the Templar Assassin. She looks to chase. Everyone's running for their lives now, though. 3 people down. Look at how much damage this Nakes is doing. Shadow Blade is going to be popped, however. And Templar Assassin gets open wounds, but she is going to blink away and can potentially pop the melt. Doesn't feel the need to. Shadowfiend oh my god, amazing ultimate, gets an instant double kill, even a triple kill right now. However, he has to run for his life. His Shadow Blade is just
the Shadow Blade
and he gets away to save.
But he's running straight back into a sentry ward. Oh no, he changed his mind.
Okay, what a sick ultimate. Point blank, just melting the Leshrac as well as the Ancient Apparition in the Nakes.
Wow, what a play from Chibi. Yep. So impressed by that.
And that's his Black King Bar recipe. He's sitting at around pretty much 900 gold away from it now.
Oh, wow.
I'm in shock.
I'm just sitting here in awe of that. That was just amazing.
Yeah. Damn. Makes up for the early game shaky performance of his raises there. That's for Templar Assassin finding a haste rune. She's just been finding some really nice runes so far.
Yeah.
She had a DD for the last fight.
Runs straight over a sentry ward right here though, so they know where she is. They saw her for a split second on the minimap, although they might not have actually looked at the minimap at that split second. There's always the human factor to consider. Yep,
agreed. The Earthshaker Fissure, like the Echo Slam blink as well as the follow-up, basically from the blink reverse polarity, it worked pretty well. They did get the a couple of heroes down really quickly. Unfortunately though, they got turned on just as quickly, and Magnus as well as the Earthshaker and the Keeper of the Light melted to the power of that Lifestealer.
Look at this taunt lane, how heavy it's pushing, and the Shadow Fiend is gonna take this tower right now, I feel. They do have the Glyph of Protection, so they can choose to defend it. Yeah, and they do.
They actually chose to pop the Glyph here, and the Lone Druid is running in smoke as quickly as possible just so that he can defend in time. It is going to go into deny range with that last catapult hit. We'll see if they decide to deny this tower or not. Shadow Fiend looks like he wants to try to get it. Oh, he isn't going to be there in time. And I don't think Shadow Fiend can match up to the Lone Druid right now.
They managed to deny the mid tower as well, so that's 2 minor wins for Rattlesnake. But I mean, that's still gold going Zenith's way. That even if it's half gold.
Control from this as well.
Yeah, the map control is really important to point out.
Looks like they are rotating down into the bottom. They see the Earthshaker as well as the Templar Assassin there. Not sure of the Keeper of the Light, who is able to bring someone down towards them, but looks like Templar Assassin might want to run away relatively soon. Are they planning an engagement on this Lone Druid? That is the question.
He doesn't have
Magnus,
a Fissure right now.
as well as the Shadow Fiend is there. Shadow Fiend's going to go in from behind. And now he knows something's up. He's going to run away. Oh, reverse polarity popped to get that Lone Druid, as well as the point blank ultimate and the Illuminate popped off. Man, 2 pretty big ultimates used to take care of that Lone Druid, but it is a very necessary kill. Yeah. He was getting pretty farmed. Like, looking at the gold per minute, for example, he is the leader. So, really necessary kill there.
Oof, there we go. Net worth view is on now. I did forget to do that earlier, but it's just been such an exciting game. It's been hard to remember everything. At least I remember the overlays at the start.
That's good.
That's the key.
Yep, that's the most important. TA now sitting at 3,600 gold, most likely going to go for a BKB as the next item. It's just, she's having a lot of trouble with the Ancient Apparition pretty much being on her tail the entire time.
Oh, this Templar Assassin is running straight into
Oh man, look at that clutch trap timing. They looked like they wanted to go into the Roche pit, and then TA takes that exact time to trap it up.
Look at this Shadow Fiend though, he's just split pushing. Chibi's playing very well on this Shadow Fiend, I must say. We were kind of hoping for that Yamate Shadow Fiend, but this is the next best thing I feel right now.
Do they want to do Roche of their own? As soon as they saw that Lone Druid in the top lane, they might decide, hey, we might have what it takes to do this quickly. They have a Shadow Fiend, they have the meld minus armor damage as well from the Templar Assassin. Uh-oh. Templar Assassin might get caught. She gets open wounds, actually. No gem, though. She's going to blink away, though. That's okay. Nice Illuminate, though, hitting only the Ancient Apparition. Gem picked up, of course, on the AA. That's going to be a really important item. Also, the reverse polarity is now up. So they did use it before on that lone druid kill, but now it's up just in time for the next fight. So all in all, really wise decision there. They don't want to fight, though. They're all running away for their lives.
Oh, this Magnus got very close to being...
He
If he gets hit
skewered.
once, then he's dead right there. There's no way he lives after that. But
He could
does
still
take
skewer
away.
TP, though. I think he would have been okay.
Okay, yeah.
Even if it wasn't entangled, per se.
We see a gem picked up here by the Ancient Apparition. Perhaps you pointed that out already, but...
Yeah, I'd mentioned it briefly. It's going to be really important. They really needed to get that gem early because of the Shadow Blade pickup on the Shadow Fiend and Meld.
Oh, look at this split
Look at
pushing
this.
going on,
I'm pretty
though.
sure they full out know that this
Yeah.
Roshan is being done.
Oh, yeah, they do.
But they don't mind. They don't mind it only because of the Templar Assassin and the Magnus doing as much damage as possible to the top tower. Unfortunately, it's at the expense of the Earthshaker going down. And
I
not too
missed
much
that.
damage was done there in the end.
Yeah, I missed that. But kind of to go over this gem a bit more, it's... I don't know how much you mentioned, but it's kind of like when you pick up a gem on the Beastmaster. It's such a good item because you give vision, right? Oh,
Does he wanna
hold
go
that
right?
thought.
This is when
oh!
excellent reverse polarity hitting all three. That's pretty much at the edge. Excellent raise combination as well, getting 3 kills right there. Wow, absolutely massive play there coming out of the Magnus.
And a really
Beautiful
good blinding
polarity.
light right there, just pushing them away, which actually worked out because Shadow Fiend used a long range raise. Pushing them straight into it was so clutch for that final kill.
Sick. Sick
Just
reverse
amazing
polarity.
combo.
That's exactly what they needed. And with that, let's take a look at the graphs, actually. They look like they're starting to go lower and lower, kind of in favor of Rattlesnake still, but it's an even game almost. 2,500 gold difference, and starting to dip down even
Oh,
more.
look at mid, look at mid!
Blink is plus fewer backwards. He's going to try to get the ultimate. It's a point-blank ultimate. Look how much damage that Lone Druid's taking. Is he going to go down? Oh, no, the entangle. But he's trying to kill the bear. He's going to kill the bear. Oh, 23 HP left on the Lone Druid hero. Wow.
That was so close.
Yeah, really close. He would have had a an Aegis of the Immortal, of course, as well, as they did get the Roshan. But man, that would have been some pretty sick play if killing the bear there would have killed the Lone Druid and popped the Aegis. 23 health.
And this Shadow Fiend is getting very, very farm, topping the net worth actually, just passing by that that Lone Druid for farm.
Yep, that's exactly what they need as well.
Yeah.
It's actually really interesting at how high the net worth of the Ancient Apparition is. He's pretty much toe-to-toe with the Magnus, and the Magnus has a Blink Dagger, Arcane Boots, and looks like he's going on the way of this Refresher, potentially. TA found herself a DD and is split pushing as much as possible into this top lane, while mid lane is being taken by the Leshrac.
Oh, look at this Earthshaker. Oh, but he can blink away, he's fine. And the tower goes down, then they back off. I like this. I think this is the smart play from Rattlesnake.
Yep. Did a decent amount of damage there, the TA split pushing, but Keeper of the Light decides to recall her back, and a smoke is actually being popped. The Shadow Fiend is
Oh, but they ping on the sentry ward. Do they have a gem? How did I see that? Oh yeah, they do have a gem on the Keeper of the Light. That's so smart though. Not running past it
fighting
because it
against
would
it.
have given vision, so... Perhaps walking into a trap. Very well played.
Yep, GoSceptor now picked up on that Earthshaker. GoSceptors are going to be really important to pick up for the supports on Zenith. Lone Druid and Lifestealer are pretty much primarily pure right-click damage, and they don't really have to worry about too much magic damage otherwise, for the most part at least. Leshrac still can dish a ton out, but at the same time, the ones you're really worried about are the Lifestealer and the Lone Druid. Did we mention the Blink Dagger on this Lifestealer?
I don't think so. Oh,
Oh
wow.
my god, that's a pretty interesting item choice, to say them.
That's kind of an old school build when there were a few players back in the day who liked to run Blink Dagger on Lifestealer just because it gave him so much more mobility to catch up with people. He used to have a problem with being kited, but that's usually what you see the drum for. And he's even picking up with Yasha for even more mobility in this game. Very interesting.
Yep.
Pretty controversial, I would say.
Shadowfin getting closer and closer to his Manta. He's only about 500 away, and that's going to help just a little bit there. He would be able to Manta dodge, I believe, outside of the Entangle.
This Lone Druid
Power
is
getting
actually
pretty low
caught
on the
back
bot
up
lane,
now.
and 5 members of Zenith grouped up onto that bottom lane. It's still really even. XP just now dipping in favor of Zenith. It's pretty much even though, and a 2,500 gold advantage. in favor of Team Rattlesnake. Something interesting to note, Keeper of the Light, X-Freedom decided to go for a fast 4-staff rather than
I saw that earlier. I don't know about that, because they don't really have another mech carrier.
But at the same time, Ancient Apparition's ultimate is going to make a mech relatively ineffective in that sense.
That is
maybe
true.
they're just preparing for that fact and using mobility items instead, such as the Blink Dagger from TA, and Magnus, and Earthshaker, as well as the 4-staff and the Shadow Blade from SF.
But typically, the Ancient Apparition ulti doesn't hit the entire enemy team, right? So, you would kind of expect a mechanism anyway. When the enemy team has a mech and you don't, you're at such a teamfight disadvantage. It's a big swing in the HP department.
Yep. Check this out. Daedalus is now completed for that Templar Assassin, and she just gets recalled to the Keeper of the Light. They look like they might want to engage as soon as possible. No smoke picked up, though, yet. That's something that you see a lot. If you want a 5-man, you're pretty much always smoking with your team.
Swiftly to the temple's defense.
Just to try to find a pick-off, or even just a full-on engagement. It really helps bypass wards as well.
Yeah, that's the most important part, isn't it? You don't want to you don't want to get seen grouping up, running somewhere, and then walk into a trap, because traps are the worst.
Yeah, traps are the worst. I don't know how I feel that much about this Daedalus. She's just really relying on that pure burst, kill them before they kill you type of mentality, opting not to go for that BKB in the end.
I'm not sure about that, because the enemy team has a lot to take away refraction charges as well, so...
Slightly passive time now in this game. The
not
Magnus
often
is still, of course, building up towards his refresher orb, but Rattlesnake decides enough is enough. They blink forward as well as using the open wounds onto the Magnus, I believe, was it? Nope, they didn't actually end up using the open wounds. They just used Rage. Magnus had skewered away before he could.
Oh, the Shadowfiend is walking into a trap. We were just talking about how traps are bad. He's gonna make it out, okay.
Oh, he's okay though. Yep.
It's not
he's
often you see the
split
split pushing Earthshaker, but in this game...
he is going to get
he
recalled by
takes
the
that
Keeper of
role.
the Light though, just to be safe.
He's been
gets back
there
into
for a
his
long time.
Fortified.
Just split pushing for a very long time.
Yeah, really drawing the game out just a little bit.
Yeah.
I'm not sure who that favors really. I mean, Lone Druid and Lifestealer both do incredible amounts of damage, but at the same time,
Zenith's
I mean,
team fight though, it's just so
yeah, their
strong.
teamfight is
Team fights
massive,
late game,
exactly.
it's very important. If
Yep.
you can't win team fights, it doesn't matter how much damage your carries do. Or you say that to an anti-mage when he's split pushing down your racks, but it's kind of true.
yeah. Although it's not a Yamate Shadowfiend, this Shadowfiend's been playing quite well in
Yeah.
mid-game for sure. I mean, he died relatively early, but at the same time, he's bounced back. I mean, it's just the hero that bounces back, right?
Yeah.
He has his Shadow Blade, his BKB, now his Manta style. He's looking pretty strong.
But he's been playing really well. We gotta give credit where credit is due. And you know who else we should give credit to?
Who?
The viewers. We should thank
The
our viewers for
viewers.
tuning in.
But of
We
course,
do
thanks so
love
much, guys.
every
We
single
appreciate
one of you. And we really
Yep.
appreciate the support we're getting. We'll try to look into those resolution options, because I know some of you have issues watching such a high resolution stream.
Yep, that's next on our to-do list for
Yep.
sure. Just making sure that resolution is available for everyone's viewing pleasure, and not just those at the 720p favorites.
Yep.
Looks like a continued kind of slowing of the pace of the game occurring by Zenith. Both teams, I mean, neither really feels in a significant advantage. The score still favors Rattlesnake, but at the same time, it's getting the goal difference is dipping lower and lower to becoming even. So I mean, at the same time, if you don't feel like you're that confident, but have confidence in the late game, you want to drag this out. Just constant empowers going on onto this Magnus,
Yeah,
just trying to push whenever he can.
Just so much split pushing going on in this game from Zenith. I think they've kind of realized they're not really strong enough to take a 5v5, even with their strong team fight composition.
Yep. The third item now completed for this Lone Druid. He has his MKB on the bear. No one really has a butterfly yet, so the like 100% hit chance isn't really going to be taken into effect. However, the percent to do additional damage as well as mini stun is, of course, always a plus.
And the
this
Ministon
damage
is
is
really,
itself.
really good against Shadowfiend, because Shadowfiend has very long cast times on pretty much all of his spells. So getting a Ministon off, you can actually lock him down like that, even with Ministons, because if he can't cast his spells, then his presence is actually kind of diminished. Quite a bit.
Yep. Taking a look at the warding right now, some pretty interesting wards coming out, just to kind of scout out the Radiant Jungle from the Dire. They have the trap as well on top of the easy camp, so they see pretty much anything to the right of the hard camp on the far left of the Radiant Jungle, as well as the Ancients are warded. They know pretty much anywhere that that Rattlesnake is farming. On the other hand, really defensive-minded wards coming out from Rattlesnake. They feel kind of choked, which isn't really something you see too often with a lone druid lineup, with a hero that can pretty much push that fast.
Something I'd like to point out here, that with all the split pushing going on, you kind of talked about how that's drawing out the game. Well, it's kind of buying time for this Roche to respawn as well, and I think Zenith are really going to want to take that, and then maybe group up, because this Shadowfiend is still kind of squishy, even with the Manta, even with the Black King Bar. Having that Aegis of the Immortal is really going to help him out, if they are able to get it. And it just respawned, and Zenith just checked it. So.
Yep, that's some E-hand timing.
Some E-hand timing. Shout out to StarCraft Brood War.
Yeah, man.
Whoa, I
totally
missed that.
missed that.
I completely missed that.
That was
Looks like he
definitely
used
a
the
Shadowfiend
ulti.
ultimate to pretty much one-shot that Lesh,
Yeah.
and then recalled to go straight into the Roche pit? Like, what kind of sick timing is this?
Holy
Wow. Do they know, though? That's the question.
Well, they probably have have like a they probably have a nudge.
Yeah,
of it,
they know.
right?
They know now.
Yeah.
The Lone Druid's Bear goes in, just checks the HP of the
Yeah.
Roshan there.
Oh, we see the
Excellent pickoff.
we see Ice just drawing a line on this top lane for Yamate to just split push. Oh, he's actually being recalled in here.
Yep.
Oh,
The Blink Dagger as well as the Open Wounds, but skewers away. If he had
Skewer-
actually gotten Lifestealer in that skewer, that would have been sick.
yeah, but unfortunately, it doesn't skewer. It doesn't pull magic immune targets anymore. But
Yeah, that's true.
oh, he
actually.
blinks
You're
so
correct.
aggressively here.
You see that blink, and then into the immediate Ghost Scepter usage
Yeah.
from the Earthshaker, just walks away.
High
shakes
level
his
play.
little tail. Does he have a tail?
Well, I think it's a
Kind of, yeah. Shakes his tail at that
yeah.
Lifestealer.
It depends on if he has that fur or if it's a furry song on his
Here
back.
we go. This is the time to engage. If you are as they look like they are going to blink up. Use Open Wounds as well onto Ice. However, Shadowfiend has picked up the Aegis of the Immortal already.
Oh.
20 seconds away from his ultimate. They might just want to stall it for a little bit of time here. Oh. Oh man, incredible!
Oh, and he has the refresher as well.
Into the massive combo from this Earthshaker. Look at all the damage being done right now. Looks like Lifestealer is going to be the first one to go down. Magnus taking a lot of damage as well as the Shadowfiend, but they're going to pick off the Leshrac as well. Nope, doesn't look like it. TA going ham in the background. They're going to pick off the Shadow Demon. And now they're trying to aim for this Lone Druid. Oh man, this Templar Assassin is going to go down maybe due to the fact that... Oh wow, excellent Split Earth on the other hand. Action pretty much everywhere. Shadowfiend's chasing everyone. Run for your lives, supports, run! But Shadowfiend looks like he might get pincered right now. Pops the BKB, dodges. Oh, nice try at the far raise.
He
but
still has his
going to
ulti
miss
though.
for that Force Staff.
Is he
does
gonna
still have
try
his
it again?
ultimate, but he doesn't have the Aegis, so this is actually really risky. He does finally
Oh, okay.
use his Shadow Blade to get away because there is no more gem on that Ancient Apparition.
I want to.
Gem actually was picked up on the Lone Druid. I'm surprised he didn't continue chasing.
I just want to point out quickly that Keeper of the Light actually got the Aegis wasted right there. He Force-staffed the Shadowfiend into the Leshrac, who had his ulti going, and Shadowfiend just dropped to it pretty much instantly. Instead of Shadowfiend getting a kill on the Leshrac, he died instead.
Damn.
Very clutch play.
Yeah, seriously. Just some really clutch play going on from both teams. 5,500 gold pretty much now sitting on that Templar Assassin. I wonder what she's going to get next now. If it's going to be the BKB, or if it's going to be like another damage dealing / pushing item such as the Desolator. Lone Druid now picking up his extra item. It's going to be a Skull Basher. Most likely, maybe going into that Abyssal Blade. The amount of burst combo, though, that occurred in that Zenith fight, that was almost a perfect initiation and perfect team fight coming out of the Magnus as well as the Earthshaker. I'm not too sure what those two heroes could have done better, that's for sure. The Fissure slightly blocked the Shadowfiend, so he had to go around it to try to get into the fight, so he was a couple of seconds late there, but really nice starting initiations.
Just that entire fight going without his ultimate at all. It's kind of a big hit for Zenith because that ultimate does a lot of damage. But still, I would say they... No, I don't want to say they came out on top.
It's pretty iffy. I mean,
Yeah.
Zenith looks like they did get a favorable advantage from that fight, but at the same time, I mean, they lost their Aegis. Shadowfiend barely escaped, which is good that he did escape in the end. That's a Blink Dagger on the Shadow Demon. How many Blink Daggers and Force Staffs are in this game? Pretty much everyone with the exception of Lone Druid on the Radiant has either a Blink Dagger or a Force Staff. That's some pretty nice mobility. 4.8B anyone? 6.48B?
6.48B. Oh wow.
Split push coming out
Oh,
from the
they're
Magnus.
Look at his
Yeah,
Shadow
did they
Fiend.
catch him? Did they catch him?
They do not see him. Oh, now they do. They just warded on top of him, but he is
No,
invisible.
but he is. Yeah, he is. Looks like they do want to try to blink up into the high ground of the Dire base. Oh,
Oh!
man! Shadow Demon melts pretty much instantly to that Shadow Fiend. They're all going to try to blink away now. It's trying to be a 4-on-5. Magnus, huge reverse polarity once again.
Oh!
And the second one onto 4. Excellent.
And the combo!
As well. And the Shadow Fiend ultimate. That's 4 down.
Look at the
Ancient
combo!
has been running for his life, but he's going to melt to that Templar Assassin crit. That was a 5 for 0. Holy damn.
And then Ice just casually pings the gem on true side, like, oh yeah, it's dropped here, by the way, just so you know. And Keeper of the Light
Trying
walks
to
over.
PG-13, not trying to swear there, but wow.
That was so hard. So hard not to get overexcited.
That double RP, man. That double RP. That was his first usage of that refresher orb as well, and they make full advantage of that. What a sick fight coming the way of Zenith. They might actually end up taking this 2-0. Like, who would have thought it? These are two incredibly top-tier teams. Zenith potentially on the way to their second finals in a row of the GosuCup Asia.
Aggressive blink there from Ice trying to skewer back the Shadow Demon into the double damage Templar Assassin, but just not getting it.
Yep, this is pretty much a split push now. They look like they can get 2 Raxes out of this. They're going for the mid with the Shadow Fiend as well as the Earthshaker, and the bottom with the Templar Assassin DD, critting for 1,000 damage with that. The best part is there is no glyph up anymore. It was used before. Pretty much 20 seconds ago. Excellent blink as well as skewer back onto this Lesh. Lesh does use his Ghost Scepter to try to escape, and it looks like he's going to be okay. Phasor use, and then the blink from the Life Stealer. They're trying to catch this Earthshaker. However, he does use his Ghost Scepter to escape. Shadow Fiend in the meantime just going ham on the support.
Doing so much damage on the supports.
Pops his BKB as well. Even Lifestealer has to run away, taking refuge in his own creeps there.
Radiant's bottom barracks has fallen.
There we go. 2 Raxes down, and it looks like they're trying to get something out of this. Nice Fissure to block out the Lifestealer.
Oh, look at the
as well.
Shadow Fiend, look at the Shadow Fiend.
Yeah.
Oh!
He's
Just
ultimate.
missing.
Yep, takes off the Ancient Apparition in the side. He's pretty much taking out everyone on his own while his team is there for the Lifestealer as well. And it seems like that's going to be the GG. Quick 2-0 pretty much. Great plays coming in the way of Zenith. They're going to make their way into the finals. What a sick series. Incredible play coming the way of Zenith.
What a game! Rattlesnake just taking such a heavy advantage in the early game with those dual roam supports. We talked about how well they were doing, just getting so much map control and map dominance. But Zenith hung in there, and they bought time with the split pushes, and then they felt that this is our timing, this is when we should be going. And I think it was the refresher orb on the Magnus that actually kicked it off.
Yep, that was definitely what really showcased the change in pace of the even fights.
Middle tower has fallen.
Wow.
Radiant's Ancient is under attack.
What amazing, I dare say, what awesome play by Chibi right here on this Shadow Fiend.
Victory.
Yeah, he did some great work in the end there. Well played. And with that, we're about to go into the finals, I believe. We're just going to wait for the other side of the bracket. I'm not too sure how far they are into that.